Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, and I welcome you all to the second lecture on the immunology. In my previous video, I've told you generally about the immune system, and I've told you that what are the evidences that an immune system exists in the living organisms, including the human beings, that protects them from different kind of the pathological condition. In this particular video, I'm going to tell you about the definition of the immune system, that how we are going to define the immune systems, and what are the different components of the immune systems that are involved to protect us from different kind of the infections and different kind of the pathological conditions. So we are going to start with the definition of the immune system. Now, if you define this immune system, this is actually a very complex network that includes the cells, the tissues, the organs, and the substances that these cells, tissues, and organs make that helps the body fight infections and other diseases. So this is one of the, you can say, definitions of the immune system that you are going to find in your books, in your textbooks, or on the internet. So the immune system is a complex network of cells, tissues, organs, and the substances they make that helps the body fight infections and other diseases. Now the question is why we need such a complex systems to protect our bodies from infections. Now, if you talk about the types of the infections or the types of the pathogen that exists out there, we do need a very complex kind of the immune system. I'll give you only two examples that is going to give you an overview of why we are going to need such a complex system. For example, if you talk about the infections, the human body can be infected by small pathogens. For example, if you talk about the poliovirus, so the poliovirus is going to cause the polio in the individuals, in the human beings. And if you look at the size of the poliovirus, this is only 30 nanometers. Now that means that if your body is going to protect it from the polio infection from such a small kind of the organisms, that need to be very complex. If you compare this, we are also infected by very, you can say, bigger kind of the pathogens, the larger kind of the pathogens. If I give you an example, that would be the diectophyme renal. This is actually a worm that is found in the kidneys of the human beings, and that leads to the fibrosis of the kidneys. Generally, you would say it is going to lead to the damage to the kidney. Now, how are these two examples different from each other? If you look at the size of the diectophyme renal, the size is actually about 100 centimeter in length. If you talk about the length of this particular worm, this is 100 centimeter. And if you talk about its diameter, that is about 10 millimeter. This is the width of this particular organism, of this particular worm. Now, if you look at these two examples, your immune system is dealing with very small kind of the pathogens like 30 nanometer poliovirus, but at the same time, it is also dealing with a very bigger kind of the organism like this particular worm, which is 100 centimeter in length, which is 10 millimeter in width. What this means is that there are a variety of the pathogens out there that can infect the human body, and to protect the human body, we need a very complex kind of the network. Therefore, we are using a variety of the cells, a variety of the tissues, the organs, and the substances that the immune system make so that the body can be protected from smaller organisms and from the larger organisms. So this is one of the important distinction that we are infected with very small viruses, but at the same time we are infected with very large ones, and to tackle them we need a very complex kind of the immune system. Now, if you talk about the immune system, as I've told you, the immune system, it's do not work in isolations. The cells, the tissues, the organs, and the substances, they are making a very effective kind of the collaboration so that the body can be protected from these kind of the infections. Now, let me give you some of the examples that which kind of the cells that are involved in your immune system. So, if you talk about the cells that you can see there in the immune system, the important cells of the immune systems that include the lymphocytes. Don't worry, this is just an overview of all of the components of the immune system. We will have detailed discussion on each and every component of the immune system. So if you talk about the cells, the important cells that are part of the immune system that include the lymphocytes, which include the T cells, the B cells, and the natural killer cells. These are the important lymphocytes that are encountered by the pathogens when they enter the human body. Another important kind of the cells that include the neutrophils, the monocytes, and the macrophages. So these are the important kind of the cells that are part of the immune system, thereby making part of the complex of the immune system. If you talk about the substances, for example, that what kind of the molecules that are involved in the immune system. So if you talk about the molecules or the substances which are produced by these cells, organs, and the tissue. So the important molecules that involved the cytokines, the antibodies, and the complement proteins. These are some of the important components, some of the important molecules or substances that are part of the complex immune system. Now, at the same time, you need a variety of the organs. So, if you talk about the organs of the immune system, a variety of the organs they are there. The most important of them, they are the bone marrow. Another important one, they are the thymus. We will have detailed discussion on all of these components, that what are the functions of these important component of the immune system. So today I'm only going to give you an overview of the components so that you can have an idea that which kind of the components we will be discussing in this particular course. The lymph node, this is another important component of the immune system. The spleen, the tonsils, and of course the mucous membranes. So these are the important organs of the immune systems that helps protect the body from different kind of the infections. Now, if you talk about the like the cells, the tissues, organs, and the substances, you've already seen them, that these are the important cells. These are the important organs of the immune systems. These are the important, of course, they are going to make the tissue as well. And these are the important substances that are produced by these cells and these organs, which make the complex network of the immune system. Besides these, there are also some important pathways that are involved in the immune system. And these pathways, they actually are very important in neutralizing the pathogens that enter into your body. Let me give you some of the examples from these pathways. One of the common pathway that is known as the complement pathway. We will have a detailed discussion on all of these pathways. The complement pathway is one of the important pathway of the immune system. Then you can have the NF-kappa-B pathway. The NF-kappa-B pathway. This is another important pathway that you see in the immune system. And then you can have the TCR, the T cell receptor, the B cell receptor pathways. So if you look at all of these components, that is going to give you an idea that the immune system is a very complex one, and this is because of the complexity of the immune system that we can get rid of these small viruses, these small pathogens, and we can also get rid of these large worms over here. So the complexity of the immune system is very important to give you the you can say normal physiological conditions in your body. So this is an overview of all of the molecules. So you can see that all of these, that will be the can say main components of this particular course that we are going to discuss. So if you like the video, please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell so that you can get the notification for all of the coming views, all of the coming videos in this particular series, and do share it with your friends. I'll see you in the next video.